What if the single most powerful shift in your financial life isn't what you do, but how you think? Napoleon Hill believed there was one specific mindset switch that could rapidly change your wealth trajectory. Not over years, but in weeks. And what's even more surprising, most people completely overlook it. Now, I'm Walt, and today I'm walking you through this mindset shift in a way you've never heard before. Because once you grasp it, everything else becomes easier. But before I tell you exactly what it is, let me ask you a blunt question. Do you truly believe you're meant to be wealthy? Pause for a second. That one belief, deeply held, is either attracting wealth toward you or silently repelling it. And here's the part that shocked me. Napoleon Hill found that most people say yes intellectually, but their subconscious mind says no. So what do we do about that? Hill discovered that the fastest way to shift this inner programming starts with something deceptively simple: how you think about failure. He noticed that the wealthiest people in the world don't fear failure at all. In fact, they use it. While others freeze, wealthy minds reframe every failure as feedback. Now here's the twist. Hill believed you could reprogram your mind to see opportunity everywhere, even when life feels uncertain. But to do that, you have to understand the subconscious mechanism behind it. And this is where it gets really powerful. He called it the definiteness of purpose. It sounds simple, but it's much more than just setting a goal. It means choosing one specific financial aim with such unwavering clarity that your mind begins shaping your decisions around it automatically. But here's what most people get wrong. They don't choose. They dabble. They sort of want to get rich. They sort of want to save. They kind of want to start that business. Hill says that indecision is the silent killer of wealth. Let me ask you, what would happen if, from today forward, your mind was laser focused on one bold financial outcome? Because Hill's research into over 500 self-made millionaires revealed that this one trait, definiteness, was the foundation, but he didn't stop there. Once you have your purpose, he taught that your brain needs a daily emotional link to it. That's the part most people never activate. Every morning, you need to feel what it's like to already be living in that reality. Not hoping for it, living it. Why? Because your subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion. This is where most people break the loop. They say their affirmations, they write their goals, but they do it flat. No emotion, no conviction. So here's your first challenge. Can you spend 5 minutes today feeling, truly feeling, the joy of achieving that specific financial goal? Because if you can, your brain starts seeing pathways you never noticed before. And that's not philosophical fluff, it's neuroscience. Hill knew this long before fMRI machines existed, but modern science confirms it now. When you consistently visualize with emotion, your reticular activating system kicks in, filtering reality to match your dominant mental picture. In other words, your brain literally starts ignoring distractions and highlighting anything aligned with your goal. That's how powerful this shift can be. But how do you maintain that focus every day, especially when life throws distractions at you? That's what we'll dig into next, including one technique Hill personally used every morning to lock in his financial vision before the world had a chance to knock him off track. Let's talk about what Napoleon Hill actually did every morning and why this one habit alone could accelerate your financial results faster than anything you're doing right now. He called it auto-suggestion, and it's not what most people think it is. Hill would read his specific financial goal out loud, twice a day, once in the morning and once before bed. But here's the key. He didn't just recite it. He read it with belief, energy, and deep emotional involvement. He felt it as if it were already true. Now that may sound strange, but this practice creates a kind of subconscious imprint. Your brain begins to treat your statement like a real memory, not a wish. And here's why that matters. When your subconscious accepts, sets a new identity, I am wealthy, I am successful, I am financially free, it begins aligning your thoughts, actions, and even perception with that identity. Have you ever had the experience where, once you made a clear decision, opportunities started showing up? That's not coincidence. That's your brain operating from conviction instead of confusion. But here's the part that most people never hear. Hill warned that if you skip this step, or if you do it half-heartedly, you'll sabotage your own success without even realizing it. That's how critical this daily reinforcement is. And once you've anchored that emotional certainty, there's another piece to lock it in. You must take action, not just any action, what Hill called inspired action. These are the ideas that pop into your head once your mind is emotionally connected to your goal. They often don't feel logical at first. You might get a hunch to reach out to someone, explore a new direction, or try a method you hadn't considered. But Hill taught that your subconscious, when properly trained, becomes your most accurate advisor. That voice, that impulse, it's not random. It's strategy disguised as intuition. Let me ask you, when's the last time you acted on one of those intuitive nudges? Because those moments are where everything changes. One conversation, one connection, one decision made from clarity can collapse years of struggle into a few months of progress. Now you might be thinking, what if I do all this and still fail? Let me share what Hill said about failure, because it might be the most liberating belief you ever adopt. He said, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Not only did he believe that failure wasn't fatal, it was essential. It's how the subconscious course corrects. Without failure, you're not adjusting. And without adjustment, you can't improve. So instead of avoiding failure, Hill advised, seek it, embrace it, and above all, learn from it faster than anyone else. Let's recap this mindset shift. First, define one bold financial goal with absolute clarity. Second, emotionalize it. Feel it as already real. Third, repeat it to yourself daily with full belief. Fourth, take inspired action the moment ideas strike. And fifth, treat failure not as rejection, but as feedback. These 5 pieces form the foundation of Hill's instant mindset shift. But don't let the word instant fool you. The results feel fast because the change happens at the identity level, not just behavior. And once your identity shifts, so does your financial future. The only question left is this: are you ready to practice this daily until your mind fully accepts that you are a person worthy of wealth, capable of achieving it, and confident in receiving it? Because once you do, the transformation isn't gradual, it's exponential, and it starts the moment you decide.